story sooner. You know, we never learned about him in school, and we thought this story was so compelling, and couldn't believe that it took us, you know, until coming across this random article to find out more about him. So it just became sort of an obsession for us, a passion project, and we thought maybe there's a way to tell his story in a cinematic way. And fortunately, I think, you know, Nora's first instinct was that we needed more than an article to ground the story. So
we did some research, and we found the biography by Andrew Hodges. And at the time, Ido and I were coming from the television world, and we didn't have jobs. So I happened to be in London, and I met with Hodges, and I convinced him that Ido and I were the perfect people to tell this story. And I came back to the States, and we had no idea how features worked, and we realized that we needed a writer. And I had met screenwriter Grant Moore on a general meeting in television, and we stayed in touch. And I was having a party at my house, and he was there, and he overheard me sort of doing the song and dance you do when you don't have a job and you don't want people to feel bad for you. And he jumped right.
Not that producers can relate to that at all.
Yeah. And he jumped in and said, you know, I've been obsessed with Alan Turing since I was in high school, and I've always wanted to write that script. And luckily, we needed a writer, and there was no one else knocking. So, but we still made him pitch us, and we worked on it for about a year together. So.
Was that as a spec? In other words, were you paying him, or just?
We took him to a lot of dinners.
Why don't we go into the area of production design?
That's me.
Can you tell us your name and
Yes.
we don't know each other?
Okay, my name's Maria Djokovic, and I'm the production designer.
Okay, and what a beautiful job.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So, I want to ask about the machine. Can you tell us a little bit about where you would research what this mysterious machine that no one could ever reveal and had to be burned looked like, and how you created it? I'm fascinated.
Well, actually, I have to admit, doing the research on this film was actually very easy, because Bletchley Park exists as a museum, and they have fantastic archives, and they were very generous in letting us use absolutely all the information they had. And they have built a replica of Christopher that actually works. So on day one, all of us, plus Morton, went and looked at it. And the reality is, what we have done is we've just sort of made more of it. So there is something that we were able to study and base our Christopher on, but we've made it slightly more cinematic. We've exaggerated certain things, but the core of it is based on the replica that they have there.
Kind of a slightly more detailed question than you want, but who builds that, and where do they get the materials? Like, I'm really curious about this.
Our one?
Yes.
Our one we treated as a big model make within the art department. It was obviously very labor intensive to get all those components and put them together, and we didn't have a very big budget.
Look at me like that.
And